Today we live in a world of scrolling. It is very hard to find someone who is not using at least one type of social media, and I bet many of you are on platforms with short-form content like TikTok, for example, where all you can really do is make videos, scroll, and I guess in the US you can buy stuff.
Guys, this is me editing. I had no idea TikTok shop had expanded and it's available in Europe. What the hell?
Huh?
That's crazy.
But regardless of anyone's opinions, this is a normalized activity. It is normal to go to someone and say, I was scrolling. We even have terms like bed rotting while scrolling or doom scrolling, which are new terms that reflect how our society has been spending their free time. However, most people will agree that scrolling is not a productive way to spend your time. Even though it is an accepted part of our modern tech society, it is not seen with positive eyes. So why do we do it? Why do people spend hours scrolling if it's not productive? What I found out throughout my research was that I am not the only one who poses this question. I found someone on Reddit with a similar question. The question was, I'm curious, why is scrolling on social media for 2 hours viewed as mind-numbingly unproductive, whereas watching a 2-hour movie isn't? And someone replied, I'd say it has all to do with intent. When you sit down to watch a movie, you are making the conscious decision to take in a piece of media. Movies especially tend to be seen as very specific, almost special experience. Usually when people spend several hours at once scrolling through any social media site, especially one fueled by an algorithm, it isn't an intentional decision to do so. Which led me to think, scrolling for hours may not be an intentional decision, as a Reddit user said, but rather a consequence of having an algorithm that keeps you there. Maybe it is the outcome of a system designed to predict your choices and loop them until they become patterns. And this was also what I realized. The more people scroll, the more people end up exposed to the same type of content, the same language, the same aesthetics for hours. It starts as a personalized space, but eventually everything becomes standardized. Which then led me to the question, are people losing their identities to the algorithm? This was my pattern of thinking, but we need to start from the beginning, which is, why do people even scroll? Or should I say, what is the appeal of scrolling? It is easy to say that it's just about boredom, that it's a quick dopamine hit whenever you're feeling a little bit low or down, a way to kill time also. But if you think about it, it's more than just passing time. It becomes a ritual, a reflex, a coping mechanism for some people, and even sometimes an addiction. Jakub Marek, I hope I'm saying his name right, argues in his article, it's not just an escape from responsibility or the demands of the real world. Scrolling is the perfect child of a culture built on instant gratification and hyper-speed productivity, all products of a neoliberal capitalist society. This is a world that doesn't just allow distraction, it demands it. Adding to this, Blaise Pascal, a 17th century French philosopher, once wrote, all of humanity's problems come from our inability to sit quietly in a room. Back then, distraction meant gambling, hunting, drinking, chatting, etc. But today, distraction is literally coded in every tap and swipe we do on our phones. And scrolling is a version that comes up when capitalism, content, and human psychology collide, because everything is built to make us stay there. It has long been debated in philosophy whether distraction is simply a part of being human, a timeless urge to avoid the existential weight of life, but regardless that's true or not, the kind of distraction social media offers isn't just another flavor of TV or reading or going for a walk. It's faster, deeper, and stickier. That's what she said. I'm sorry guys, I've been watching a lot of The Office, and these jokes are not safe for me. Social media is curated, optimized, and continuous. It's a distraction engineered to never end. And that's what makes it dangerous. It doesn't really let you get bored. And if you're never bored, when are you gonna confront your thoughts? You're never left alone with them. And maybe humans should be left alone with their thoughts once in a while. But back to my main question, what is the appeal? I don't really know. But maybe the point is that there is no appeal in scrolling. Like, who will want to be scrolling? Maybe it's just the algorithm that shapes you. It's the addiction's fuel. It's the thing that keeps you coming there. If you are or have been on TikTok, you have probably seen many times in comment sections someone commenting, I built this FYP brick by brick, or something like that, or this algorithm, like some variation of that you have probably seen. This is a comment used when a video is extremely relatable, or you just want to give it your approval that it was funny and you liked it. The joke here is that your feed is finally giving you exactly what you wanted. And you are taking credit for it. Like you personally assembled your own TikTok algorithm. But the thing is that this is all an illusion. No one is building anything. And I might be going too deep into this type of comments, but seeing this everywhere when I had TikTok 2 months ago made me kind of spiral, because I would even make those jokes myself, but one day I was like, I did nothing to this. Like, I didn't do anything. I didn't build this algorithm. This algorithm is doing its own thing, and it's crazy that it's so on point most of the times. So I just wanted to maybe go a little bit deeper. I don't think it causes anybody harm. And it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to think. So the thing is, no one is building anything. I mean, maybe in the sense that the algorithm is made to your likings, yes, but you're not actually building anything. If anything, the algorithm is just looking at what you like. That's how social media is built. So yes, it is reciprocal, but you're not doing it mindfully. So I want to propose an even crazier theory, which is the algorithm is building you. Here, let me explain it. If you're on social media, you're probably gonna see things on repeat. That's what trends are. Things that repeat themselves because they are popular or viral. At some point, everything turns out the same. Everyone tries to copy the same trend. Everyone tries to copy the same thing that works. Also, the more you like something, the more you will get it. So the more your algorithm turns into that specific thing or that specific niche. That's exactly how the recommendation system works. It's coding. It just learns your patterns. And if you spend hours on social media, it is only natural that after some time you will start picking on those things. The language, the aesthetic, the type of humor, the trends, the consumption habits. That's what's expected, because that's what the algorithm rewards. And I think this is very obvious for most people. But now imagine this. The viewers are forming an algorithm curated to their likings with a certain aesthetic, while the creators are reacting to that constantly, looking for what is the most profitable, either in a creative or financial way. Nowadays, there's even a pressure for art and hobbies to be profitable. I mean, at the end of the day, we live in a capitalist world. So at one point, these tensions will convey into the same thing. Creators will do exactly what the viewers are asking for, and the viewers will get exactly what they want. But this will all give the false perception of building the FYP brick by brick, when in reality the algorithm was the one who made it all possible. Now let's think even further, please stay with me. I have a point, which is if all these things merge, the more viewers do something and creators react, viewers do something, creators react. At one point, won't all content be made this exact same way? Of course, there are still niches, that's why the algorithm is relevant, but the way that content is produced and the way that content is presented is the same. With the same humor, language, editing, aesthetic, the way things are produced and monetized will be more and more uniform. And as society progresses, that will accompany it getting closer and closer. And after a while, we might all talk the same way, dress the same way, and even think the same way. I mean, this whole section even started with a comment that a lot of people do. Like, it's a collective, a group of people who make the same type of comment already. It's the same kind of humor. And if you go into any of these social media, you can see that there's already a curated type of humor already present there. If you go to different niches, there will be different types of terms and language that will be there. Niches have different aesthetics, and niches also have different types of products that you can buy from it, because everything in the society has to be profitable. And if you're not convinced yet, just look at everyone quoting the same memes or following the same trends. I mean, don't you ever go in the street and see like 3 people in a row wearing something very similar? That's because of clothing trends. Just like there's trends for every aspect of life. I think so. Now, I want to quote someone, but I have no idea how to say this name, so I'm just gonna put the name here with a title. And these people state that over time, it's not radicalization that happens, it's uniformity. Because you might think, oh yeah, new things in society will pop up, or new subcultures and everything. But I don't think so. I think that the more people are standardized, the more uniformity there will be in society. And call me a conspiracy theorist, but isn't that what people in power want? For everyone to think the same way so they stay the longer in power. At the end of all of this, everyone ends up just as slightly different versions of the same thing. There's no unique identities anymore. Everyone is just slightly different.
It's me editing again. I just wanted to clarify that I don't think the whole internet is going to become the same thing. Niches will still be there, that's why the algorithm is important, as I have said in the video. However, the content that is made in each niche is done the same way, because at one point people will just find what profits the most and will just keep doing that. So all types of content will be standardized. Even more with the rise of AI. If people use AI to make their content, and AI is not a very creative machine, it just learns patterns. So at one point, I think everything will be uniform. There is still different parts of the internet with subcultures, if you want to call them that. But what I'm focusing on is how content is made and how content is presented.
So that brings me to the final part. What can we do about all of this? Well, not much really. Social media and its algorithms will keep working as long as they are profitable and there's monetization coming out of it. Because, again, we live in a capitalist society and the ultimate goal for everything is to produce and profit. As long as scrolling is profitable, it will be there. I am not telling you to delete all social media or stop scrolling anywhere. Although I did do that, you can check my latest video where I did a 2-month detox of social media. You can go there, see my results if you want to delete social media, if that's what you're up to. I don't have TikTok anymore, but you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. I just want to give you the knowledge and awareness of how things actually work, because a lot of times we think things are very obvious and explicit, but then you might talk to someone else and realize this is not as explicit as I thought. A lot of things in our society that you might think are obvious are completely not so to other people, which is mind-blowing sometimes, yes, but happens. And maybe now you can be in control of your own decisions from now on if you haven't been. If you want to stop collaborating with the system, then go ahead, but if you don't really mind anything of what I just said, just keep doing your own thing. Really, that's fine, no one's gonna stop you. But be aware, next time you see a highly relatable video, or you feel super comfortable with the algorithm and the type of content you're getting on your feed, remind yourself that you have not made it, and it may just be molding you into something that's more profitable. Maybe, just maybe, it's slowly building you as a perfect viewer instead of it being built as a perfect algorithm. It can take months or years, but at some point you may see yourself wearing the same trendy clothes, listening to the same music as millions of people, voting with the majority, or yearning even for the same dreams. So I'm just urging everyone to think more critically by themselves with their own ideals and values. Think twice before falling into trends. Listen to yourself and take care of yourself. Think better, read better, and vote better. And with this, I will end this video. Don't forget to subscribe, check my other socials, and you can read this too on my Substack, which will be linked down below. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!